Good morning, America, and welcome to Maya's Politics and Survival Guide. Today is May the 8th, 2026, and I am here to talk to you about a lot of things going on in our economy, the world, and how you can save and prepare, and you need to start preparing because we are in what's known as a crisis mode. A lot of things are happening, not just here in the US, but globally due to the buffoon in the White House. I'm letting you know that, okay? So I'm going to take a sip of my Folgers instant coffee. I love it. It's delicious. Mm. Oh God, I just love that coffee. Anyway, um, what I want to talk to you about today is America is turning into the 1930s Germany. Um, what happened in 1928 was the beginning of what we're seeing right now in 2026. You're seeing credit card abuse, not because people are purposely abusing credit cards, they're using them for survival now. When that happens, we have a problem. The problem is that people will be maxing out credit cards for food, for gas, and for paying bills, your basic necessities, in order to stay afloat another day. And what ends up happening is when the bill comes due, and of course, credit card companies are not kind. They're very greedy. They want you only to pay the interest of that bill. And those interest rates are beginning to go up on people to where they're not even able to pay those. Eventually, what will happen is they will literally not have a credit card to use any longer. What happens then when they can't pay their bills? What happens then when they cannot buy food? What happens when they cannot buy gas? Survival mode kicks in. People will start to loot, people will start to steal, people will start to rob. It's called survival. Did this need to happen in America? No. Did it need to happen in 1929? No. But when you have dictators in charge, as Hitler and others back in 1928 and 29, this is what happens. They destroy the economy. They make people desperate. They turn people against one another. Today, if you go on YouTube, and I hope you do, America, and you too, MAGA, because you need to start educating yourself because you're pretty stupid for voting for this buffoon in the White House. When you go on YouTube, look up the Great Depression videos, how it began, what started it. And I'm going to tell you something. If you have a lot of money in the bank, you better start withdrawing because the way America is going today, the government has the right to shut down the banks. They're federally owned by the government. They can shut them down at any time. And if that happens, that means you will have zero access to your money. And all those ATM cards you have with your banks, they shut down too. You will have no access to anything. The system is designed to control the masses, the American people. You have what's known as the one percenters, the billionaires, and they own 88% of the economy and finance. They own Wall Street. That's why when the little man or woman invest in Wall Street, their money is gobbled up by the rich people. That's how they take your money. They don't lose, you lose. Now, in order for that to happen, what really happens with the rich people on Wall Street? See, they pile their cash flow into Wall Street and to make it look good for you, the little people with little money. They want you to keep putting your money in, and then they siphon your cash flow into their bank accounts. When when the market drops a little bit, your money goes, their money stays. But if Wall Street actually collapses, everybody that gambles on taking other people's money out of Wall Street, as they have been doing by artificially inflating the Dow, what ends up happening is Wall Street crashes. So I want you to understand this. All the money that's been poured into Wall Street does not just disappear. It's going to the 6%. They will crash Wall Street and they will take every nickel and dime that you, the little man, put in. That's how they got rich. They're takers. They're bottom feeders. They don't earn honest money. They created a program, a system, where they siphon your incomes so they can live in a life of luxury. They use the government system, your tax dollars that you have to pay every year, every day, into the government system, aka IRS. What happens with that is that while you're putting your money into the tax system, places like Walmart, Amazon, and other companies, big companies, they keep their employees on lower wages so that they can live off. And well, what they do is they force their low wage workers onto government programs, your tax dollars. See, they're siphoning your money through tax dollars. The government needs to subsidize all Amazon, Walmart, other big corporations' employees through housing, utilities, food assistance, medical programs. Now, Jeff Bezos of Amazon, the Walmart family, they rake in billions of dollars every quarterly. They rake in billions all the time. And yet, they rely on government programs, your tax dollars, to supplement their employees. Are you getting where I'm going with this, America? How these rich people, the billionaires, are siphoning your money. Is there a solution to fix this? Absolutely. Is it easy? No. Will it be kind? No. We are reaching the early days of the Great Depression, Part 2. Yes, if you go on YouTube America and look up the Great Depression of 1929, that lingered on for about 6 years. 6 years. You will learn how it began, what created it, what caused the economy to collapse. Now, going back, I'm going to go back to the credit card. What happened in the Great Depression that made it so bad? Well, back in 1928, if I'm not mistaken, 27, companies began offering what were known as charge plates, which were credit cards for businesses. Banks began to offer them. Stores offered them. Other companies began to offer them. So people, they thought, well, let's get them. We can make a little payment here, a little payment there, and a little payment here. And then Wall Street began to boom. People were making money, but people didn't have cash in hand. What they did have were credit cards, aka charge plates. Well, what did they do? They bought into Wall Street using credit cards. And when Wall Street crashed, not only did they lose all the money that they used with their credit card, they now owe that money back to the people that gave them the credit. This made it hard for a lot of people in the Great Depression. And what happened was people had to sell everything. People were living in cardboard boxes. People were sleeping on benches, on the sidewalks, anywhere they could find a place to lay their head. Why? Because they couldn't afford to pay off their debts. They were trapped. The economy tanked in 1929. Wall Street crashed. And as a result of Wall Street crashing, it created the Great Depression. A lot of people committed suicide as a result of it. A lot of people struggled very hard. The only good thing that came out of it was that people unified. They came together and worked together. People were forced to work for the lowest of low wages. One day labor you would get paid 50 cents to $1 in 1929. That's a full day labor. Now, 2026. Wall Street has been artificially inflated multiple times in the past few months to make you think and feel and believe that everything is great. Well, it's not. And you need to understand that. Wall Street is going to crash. When you have criminals running the government, as we do today, felons, pedophiles, and the majority of them in the White House surrounding the buffoon as president, the majority of them, if not all, are associated with the Epstein files. And as a result, these people are trying to keep you, the American people, away from that. They will continue to artificially inflate Wall Street until they can no more. And the clock is now ticking because just a few days back, America received their last shipment of oil from the Strait of Hormuz, where the buffoon in the White House created this war with Iran. Now, why is there a war in Iran? Two reasons. One is to try and distract the people from the Trump Epstein files. Or should I say the Trump Melania and Epstein files. Now, the second reason is because this is the most unpopular presidency in the history of the United States, and if not, the world. And what's happening now with this war in Iran? They are looking to invoke the war powers to stop the elections in November of 2026. Yes, they want to use it as a reason to cancel voting. I am not an economist. I use what I call common sense. I see it as I see it. I lived it as I lived it. And what I am going to tell you is that when November 2026 comes around and they try to suppress the people's voting rights by canceling voting, there will be an uprising in America. It won't be just the Democratic Party people. It won't be the independent people. It will be everyone that will be rising and tearing down all these corrupt politicians. A lot of people have not studied history, and a lot of people have not studied the Civil War. Oh, there's a word. Two words. Civil War. Yes. You should look it up, America, and learn from it. I know the buffoon in the White House and all of his corrupt followers in Congress and surrounding him. They believe they have the upper hand, and they do. They run Congress, the White House, and the Supreme Court of the United States, thanks to MAGA. The only thing is, MAGA didn't realize they're at the very low end of the spectrum. MAGA, you don't matter. Not to this administration. He told you to your face. I just need your vote. You'll never have to vote again. He also told you to your faces too. Only stupid people vote for me. The educated ones don't. I must be educated. Because I would never vote for a felon. For someone who's committed a sexual criminal act against a woman. Or someone who's been affiliated with a pedophile. I never would have voted for that. I never will. Never have. And yet MAGA did. See, when you associate yourself, MAGA, with people like the buffoon in the White House, that destroys your character. That destroys who you are in my eyes and the rest of the educated people's eyes. See, I don't socialize with pedophiles. And if you support a pedophile, well, I don't want to be around you. Because there is that saying, you're guilty by association. I want you to understand that what is coming, you are not going to be prepared for. And I'm not just talking to you, MAGA. I'm talking about the rest of the country, everybody. If you think you're exempt, you better think again. And you better make sure you have cash on hand. Now, I've stated before in some of my previous videos, you can go and invest in silver and you can invest in gold. You can go to Costco and buy those little gold trinkets for $4,000 or $5,000. But when it comes time for you needing a bowl of soup or something to eat, you're going to have to hand over that $5,000 little trinket of gold for a can of soup. Or wouldn't it be better if you just took that $5,000 and invested in, let's say, stockpiling some food, non-perishable goods for you to survive on? I will be doing a follow-up video after this, trying to teach you once again how to survive. I want you to get this message out to the people. Please click like, subscribe, leave your comments. I would like to hear from you. Tell me what's troubling you. And let me see if I can find a way for you to figure out how to fix it. Now, I always come on my shows and I always start with this, my instant Folgers coffee. Oh, and it's delicious, people. Really delicious. Now, in my next video that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to explain to you why I do it, about the coffee and other things, on how you can survive what's coming. And what is coming, you will not be fully prepared for. And I'm telling you, America, you better wake up now. We are no longer in a recession. We are literally in the beginning stages of a Great Depression Part 2. Please click like, subscribe, and share my videos with others. And please, America, you need to start looking up on YouTube the Great Depression of 1929 that began in 28. How it began, how long it lasted, what happened to people. There are so many things you are so unaware of about the history of this country and the world. God bless all of you. I wish the best for all of you, even you, MAGA. But right now, I have no sympathy for any of you in MAGA land, because all of you that voted for this buffoon in the White House created this problem for the rest of us too. God bless all of you.